Good evening, and thank you for joining us once again for our English Flash News Edition. I'm Daniel Cook, your host, 6 days a week at 6 p.m. In today's breaking news, the officials of the European Parliament in Brussels have appealed once again for the opposition to return to its rightful place in the Parliament. The clear message was delivered by the President of the European Parliament, Martin Schulz. He added that this point of view has not changed since the boycott of the Socialist Party. He emphasized that the place of Parliament members is inside the Parliament, despite any problems that they might have with the majority or its structures. Mr. Schulz made these statements today, shortly after his meeting with the Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama. As I have always said, we must keep our neighbors close to us. Albania must complete its chapters in order to become part of the European Union. Regarding the issue of the Parliament, we have discussed this matter before, when Prime Minister Rama was the head of the opposition and when he refused to enter the Parliament. I have said it before. The place of the Parliament members is inside the Parliament, stated the President of the European Parliament. He continued, the duty of deputies or Parliament members is to be inside the Parliament even if they don't agree with the others. I face similar situations to this every day. People still come to the European Parliament even though they do not agree with all of its members. This is what I told Prime Minister Rama a few years ago. My advice is for the opposition to return to the Parliament because this is what they have been elected to do. On his part, the Albanian Prime Minister expressed the commitment of the majority to discuss every single proposal by the opposition. The Prime Minister also thanked the President of the European Parliament for his commitment to supporting the region in its path toward the European Union. The Constitutional Court has officially rejected the request made by the opposition to suspend the territorial reform. However, they have agreed to review the request and evaluate the entire thing. The representatives and the deputies of the Democratic Party requested more time to explain why the territorial reform violates the rules of this country. The Democratic deputies requested that the law on the new territorial and administrative division be suspended until they have time to argue their point. The opposition considers the new territorial reform to be a pure act of corruption from the majority. They made this statement on the issue. We are convinced that this territorial reform has only one purpose, to change the will of the people during the next elections. This law is unconstitutional for at least 5 reasons. Representatives of the Parliament and the government will be presenting their arguments in favor of this law. If the Constitutional Court does not change the law, the next elections will take place under the new territorial reform. President Nishani has also expressed that he considers this reform to be unconstitutional. It seems that the majority is not pleased at all with the new candidate for the governor of the Central Bank of Albania, who was proposed by the president. The head of the Economic Commission, even though he has not flat out rejected the decree of the president, stated that the governor must be a member of the Supervisory Council. According to him, the matter is also going to be discussed in the upcoming Law Commission. He said, I will request the opinion of the Law Commission and ask them to review the decree of President Nishani. The law is clear. 5 members will be proposed by the Parliament, 3 by the government, and 1 from the Supervisory Council of the Central Bank of Albania. Unfortunately, even the governor himself must be a member of the Supervisory Council. I am not speaking about the decree, but about a matter that requires an immediate legal solution. It is important to discuss this matter comprehensively, stated the head of the Economic Commission. On the other side of the issue, the Economic Secretary of the Socialist Party said that considering the current conditions of the country, we must choose a governor who goes beyond the banking system. He added that the governor must have an extensive knowledge of macroeconomics. A few days ago, the President of Albania decreed Gent Seko as the new candidate for governor of the central bank. Now it's up to the Parliament to choose the new leader of the most important financial institution in our country. A group of Albanian entrepreneurs from the European Parliament met today with the head of our Albanian Parliament, Ilir Meta. Present at this meeting were the head of the group, Nikolin Jakaj, and both deputy heads, Ilir Ndroci and Ilir Zila. During the meeting, the head of the group expressed his appreciation for the contributions of the head of the parliament, Ilir Meta. According to him, the group of entrepreneurs will open its office in Brussels. On his part, Ilir Meta thanked the members of this group, saying that they have represented Albanian business at the European levels. Meta also promised further support in building an agenda according to European standards. The representatives of this group stated that they are gathering a group of experts to assist in the process of Albania's integration into the European Union. The group of European entrepreneurs will have their headquarters in Brussels and will be a role model for solving the problems of Albanian business through the help of the European Union. The central bank's massive loan to the electricity industry unfortunately will not be enough to cover all the needs of the energy sector. The Minister of Energy made the statement that 112 million euro are not sufficient to cure this system. He went on to request $1 billion to return the sector to its normal condition. While speaking at the Economic Commission, the Deputy Minister of Energy and Industry stated that some of the assets in this sector are nearly 40 years old, and for this reason, the ministry needs at least $1 billion to improve the energy situation. The Economic and Finance Commission approved an agreement with the World Bank to receive a loan of $150 million. This money will be invested in the rehabilitation of the energy distribution network. The ministry has already started a massive operation to collect money from people who have not paid their electricity bills, some even for years. The customer service office at the electricity distributor continues to be overcrowded with long lines of people waiting to pay their electricity bills. This huge influx of people has forced the office to increase the number of police officers standing guard in order to ensure safety. The citizens claim that electricity has been cut illegally. They are requesting more service counters so that people can be processed more quickly. The long lines of people have turned into a serious problem for the employees of the offices. People are complaining that they have waited in line for many hours, and in the end, they were still not even able to enter the office, let alone receive service. The Democratic Party has continued to make accusations against Prime Minister Edi Rama today over the very high price of oil. Some deputies of the opposition stated that the Prime Minister is trying to protect his clients, who buy oil much cheaper in international markets and sell it at much higher prices to the people of Albania. On the other hand, deputies of the majority claimed that the price of oil in global petrol markets has halved. According to a Greek statistical agency, the price has decreased by 9% in Greece, in Italy by 6.7%, and in Macedonia by 10%. One deputy of the Democratic Party demanded that the Prime Minister stop hiding and tell the truth to the people. The Socialist Party immediately reacted to this demand, saying that the Democratic Party has accepted the lies of its leader, who said that the price of oil has decreased by 40% in only 3 months. Majority deputies made the jab that the opposition has problems with numbers. The celebration of the New Year will gather some of the most famous names in Albanian music at the Theater of Opera and Ballet. The Albanian public will have the opportunity to listen to some of the most beautiful sounds composed by the best composers in the world. The special evening at the Theater of Opera and Ballet will bring a return to the stage of some artists that have not performed in years. This special evening will take place in the National Theater of Opera and Ballet on December 10th at 7 p.m. That is all the news for this evening. Thank you for joining us. Please join us again tomorrow at 6 p.m. for more Albanian news in English, right here on OR News, as always. Thank you, and good night.